Hi all, in this video we'll try to continue our discussion on Swathi nakshatra. So Swathi nakshatra is a Rahu nakshatra because its planetary lord is Rahu. It ranges from 6 degree 40 minutes of Libra to 20 degrees of Libra. So it's a single star nakshatra basically. These things we discussed in our first part of the video. I'm just giving some one-liners here. In the Sanskrit, Swathi means the self-going, independent. That is the meaning of it. So its symbolism is also young plant shoot blown by the wind. Here, the wind is coming into the picture. Here, clearly, the Libra is an Aries sign, and wind is also very much important. Wind represents the balancing and harmonious quality of Libra. Even the Libra sign is represented by a balance. So Swathi nakshatra is always about balancing and making the harmony, right? So the wind aspect is also showing the restlessness, adaptability, and also roaming disposition here. So the young plant symbolism is showing the tenderness, the delicacy of these people. So they are very tender, they are very soft generally, and they always strive for independence. If you see an young plant, it always strives for the next level, right? Because that is why it is it's very young, so it tries to go to the next level. So it strives for better maturity, it strives for independence, so it strives for maturity basically. So air is the balancing element, the wind is always the balancing element. This kind of things we understood in our previous video. They are very gentle, and they have this, the wind is always the representation of moving the things, because wind can move the things ahead. So Swathi nakshatra people are very much, they are very much into, they are capable of applying force and moving the things ahead. So this kind of things we discussed in our previous video, and in this video we'll try to understand some more things. Like its deity is basically the Vayu Deva, right? So the god of wind. So he is one of the 5 main gods residing in the heaven. So Vayu Deva is very much responsible for taking care of the 5 main elements of the nature, that is earth, wind, fire, water and ether. So all of the Vayudeva's qualities, the wind qualities, especially those relevant to the earthly plane, if you observe, can be seen manifested through, we generally say these are all manifested through Hanuman, the son of Vayu. So Hanuman is a famous, one of the famous characters in the epic Ramayana, right? So Hanuman is very much famous for his qualities like extreme strength, morality, a strong sense of ethics, mainly the loyalty. He is very loyal to Lord Rama. So resourcefulness. He is very much famous for loyalty basically. His ability to serve without letting ego come into the way is the main thing. Never ego came into the picture in between Lord Hanuman and Lord Rama, right? So this is the highest aspect of Swati's functioning. So whenever we talk about Swathi, we talk about Lord Hanuman, and that was the Treta Yuga. See how the Swathi dharma, the dharma of the nakshatra of Swathi, very much established, very much manifested in the form of Hanuman. And if you see in the next yuga, that is in Treta Yuga Hanuman, and then in Dwapara Yuga, if you see, the Vayu's son was Bhima. So in Bhima, so Hanuman was generally regarded as a very great lord, and Bhima was also a kind of lord, but right. So in the Dwapara Yuga, see how the Swati's qualities, the same Swati's qualities, how they manifested. So it's just because of the yuga difference. That's why the yuga is very much important. And you just see, even if there are some sons of Vayu coming into the picture in the Kali Yuga, you just imagine their high functionalities. You just imagine the high functionalities would be reduced, because in Kali Yuga, the dharma is even more lesser. The dharma is the fundamental nature of anything in the universe, right? And especially applicable to earth. So Ramayana, if you observe it, tells that Hanuman was never consciously aware of his own power unless reminded of it by others, right? So Swathi also the same way, it's quite humble in its behavior and it needs to be told about its potential by others, right? So it then only it can be able to express its power. So this particular quality can be associated with its planetary ruler Rahu. So Rahu is a planet, it represents the potential that is hidden. Generally the hidden potential is always represented by Rahu, so which we need to discover in our present life, right? So that's where Rahu is a kind of it's life's purpose. It is hidden in you itself, but you need to know it, you need to work on it, then only you will come to know it. So as generally you say Rahu, if Rahu is life's purpose, if Rahu is in your fourth house, generally you may have problems with in those areas. The fourth house matters, whether it's mother, it's emotional happiness, it's relatives, or it's related to your 11th standard, 12th standard, it's related to your property, your cars, your the house, land. So in all these matters you may need to work more and more, especially if Rahu is in fourth house. You are definitely going to work on your domestic happiness, right? Your domestic happiness at some point of time, maybe it is disturbed, or you may have some problems with your property. Maybe you have a joint property with your mother and you have some problems with her, or you have some problems with your property, with your land that you bought, or you have some troubles and challenges in your 11th and 12th standard education. There will be some delays or frustrations, whatever. So in the fourth house matters, generally you may need to work if Rahu is in fourth house. So Rahu defines your life's purpose. So let us say Rahu is in your 10th house. So generally you may need to work on your work affairs more. You may need to strive more, you may need to struggle more in your life to get a job, or after getting the job also you may need to spend more and more amount of time in your office only to get promotion or whatever. So your whole life is all about 10th house matters. 10th is your karma, your profession, right? Your livelihood, the profession that gives you the livelihood. So wherever Rahu is present, that is going to be your efforts putting area. You need to put efforts on that matters, because that is your life's purpose. Just like Rahu's energy is very much hidden, right? So that's a hidden thing, and you need to make it out, you need to work on it more, right? So Rahu is such kind of energy, right? So it is Hanuman's extreme loyalty, you can clearly understand from the epic Ramayana, and his loyalty to Rama, his devotion to Rama. So it still remains the strongest example of unconditional and unselfish service in the hearts and minds of people influenced by the epic Ramayana. The unselfish and unconditional service you can clearly see in the loyalty and devotion to Rama. You can clearly understand from the epic Ramayana. So Hanuman's this quality is actually, you can clearly see here, Saturn is exalted in Swathi, Saturn is exalted in Libra. Swathi, Saturn feels very much comfortable in Swathi, because Saturn's behavior is that Saturn is all about service. Saturn is service. So that's why Saturn is very much exalted or very much comfortable in Swathi's energy. Swathi is also having the similar energy. So Bhima was also treated as son of Vayu. His character is also similar to Hanuman, except that his qualities were not as greater as that of Hanuman, because of Yuga Dharma, right? Yuga Dharma, because of that, the qualities would reduce automatically. So Swathi is also related to goddess Saraswati, the goddess of music and learning. So it reveals the higher nature of this particular nakshatra, open to learn. So Swathi energy people they're always open to learning. It's a very good quality, a rare quality also, but they are open for all sorts of learning, whether it is a material learning, philosophical learning, spiritual learning, right? They are open to learn. That is also one good quality. And balance is the keyword we always use. So balance is a kind of so you can clearly see here, balance is the keyword that you always use whenever you talk about Swathi's energy. So many Swathi types are seen to avoid taking any stance on any matter due to this extreme quality of maintaining that balance and harmony. They don't want to take stands. If you see the Libra sign, it's always represented by balance, right? What is that balance? Balance is nothing but they don't want to take stands on anything, right? So they are inconclusive basically. So they talk for so much of time, but they don't make any conclusion, because if they make conclusion, then it's something like they may hurt others. So they just don't want to hurt others. They are very diplomats. Basically, they are the diplomats. So very evolved types of Swathis only they can make any decision, but otherwise they don't make decisions very easily. So it's something like they're inconclusive in thinking, right? So you can clearly understand from this nakshatra's energy, they don't conclude. So Swathi's openness to new thoughts and ideas make it ideal for all types of learning. That is the best quality, but they don't make decisions very quickly. They want to maintain that balance. They don't want to take stands on one particular thing, right? So generally they don't want to conclude. So it's very difficult for them to achieve mastery in any of the things. If you see in its lower aspect, Swathi is the most airy amongst the nakshatras. So Swathi natives always have to be conscious of growing towards a more stable center, and still this process usually takes a long time for them, because they don't want to take any stance. They want to maintain that balance, harmony. They are not hurry in making any kind of achievements, right? So that's why Saturn is exalted here. That is another reason. Saturn is very slow, right? Saturn is not in hurry in doing anything. So that's why Swathi is generally they have no hurry to achieve its objectives, right? So the emphasis here is mainly, you can understand, on long-term planning. Most of the Swathi types are, they are very good at sowing the seeds very slowly and then wait for the results. It's very difficult for them to stick on to that in the long running also, but they are not in hurry anyways in achieving their targets or whatever. The Swathi natives usually, if you observe the Swathi Lagna people, they have very balanced figure also. The figure is also the body figure is also very much balanced, right? Mainly the Swathi Lagna people I am talking about. The smile is also very much fixed. Every time they make the same smile. It's not like, some other time its smile is different, and some other, because it's a balance, right? So they are born diplomats. That is another important thing. So you just see that born diplomats thing is something like, it kills their inner nature, because you don't know their inner nature, even though they have a lot of emotions inside. Let's take an example. There's a very frictional situation. So Swathi people, what they do, in order to make the relationships, they try to be very positive. Even in the very frictional situation, they may have a lot of anger inside, they may have a lot of emotions inside, but they don't show it up. They never show it up, and they just want to be very positive so that the relationship is sustained. They want to make the relationships, and they want to move the relationships ahead. For that, they always want to be very positive. they always want to maintain some social circles, because Libra is all about making social circles, making relationships. Saturn is exalted here. Saturn is all about social behavior, right? Saturn is always about that social behavior, moving very slowly, and this kind of attitude. So they don't show it up. They may have a lot of things inside, but they don't show it up, just to make the relationship go ahead. So they are very, very diplomats. They're born diplomats, right? So they want to do anything in order to fit themselves in the social circles, in order to fit themselves in the cultural structures, right? You can see the advocates generally, they are very much like this only. Even they have a lot of the things inside, but they show only the positive things, and try to be very much very good with their clients, or try to make compromises or whatever, right? Try to make the harmony, try to make the balance, try to resolve the issues, make everyone comfortable, by being diplomat, by being very diplomatic, uh, by showing a lot of diplomatic behavior, by being very diplomats, right? This kind of behavior they show. So this quality is generally is making them to lose their inner thing. What is that guy? That guy inside may be different, but outside they have to maintain that social circle, they have to maintain the relationship. That's why they are very, they have to behave diplomats, right? You may think they are losing their own self, but it is not that. Their the self itself is like that. They don't give much importance to the self. They give more importance to the mental things. They give more importance to the materialistic thing, material behavior and the mental behavior, not about the self. That's why Sun is debilitated there. Sun is debilitated in Libra, because Sun is always about what? Sun is always about your soul, yourself, right? And the Sun is debilitated. Sun does not have any kind of weightage in Swathi, in Libra, because they don't give much importance to ego, they don't give much importance to self, they don't give much importance to the soul. So the independence that we're talking about, the Swathi's independence, it's not the soul level independent at all. Soul level, they don't want soul level independence. They want the material independence, they want the mental independence. You getting it? So that is where the Swathi's energy is very much prominent. They're independent in the sense that's the independence. They want that kind of the material independence, the mental independence, not the self level. Self level independence is something higher, is related to the more related to the spirituality. Even if you ask them to be very spiritual, they may come and make social circles there also. It's a kind of, it's not the essence of spirituality. It's all about, their thing is always about being diplomats. Sorry. So that is the behavior of Swathi energy, right? But you can also see some of the richest people with the Swathi's energy, whether it's moon placed in Swathi, or some of the significant planets in Swathi nakshatra. So working through its lower plane, if you observe in the lower evolution types, this nakshatra is it's a kind of, it's functioning without any regard for morals also. There's no kind of morality. It's not about the self, it's not about the soul, it's about the mental ability, it's about the mental independence, the materialistic independence. Morality doesn't come into the picture here. Morality has less weightage here, right? It's not about the morality, it's about how you are able to make the relationship and go ahead with it. Maybe you are very bad and the other person is also very bad. Okay, let's make a relationship and move ahead, right? And don't show it up, don't show that you are very wrong and the other person is also very wrong. Don't show it up, just be very positive. Why don't you be very positive and move the relationship ahead? So such kind of behavior they have. So morals have very less weightage in the Swathi nakshatra. That's why this Rahu is coming into the picture, the Daitya Guru Venus is coming into the picture, because Venus is the lord of Libra. So, right, and also you can see Saturn is very much exalted here, and see this particular Saturn, the aspect is different. The Saturn's thing is different. It's very, they are not very much hurry in achieving the targets, and also very much service oriented, unselfish service they can do. Because of these qualities, Saturn is coming into the picture, and Sun is debilitated because there's no kind of self importance, there's no soul level importance here. Importance is mental level and the material level. Generally, see, the Libra is all about lust, sex and money. This is the main motive of the Swathi energy, right? Morals have less importance, less weightage. So even lust, sex and money are the main things of Libra. And Libra is a Mula Trikona house of Venus. Venus is a Daitya Guru, the demons Guru, the Guru of demons, Guru of Rakshasas, right? Just imagine, see the behavior of Rakshasas. Even if two Rakshasas, they meet, how they behave like friends. But two Rakshasas are very bad. They might have killed millions of people, they might have eaten up millions of people, and they might have had sex with so many people, but still they just see their behavior. They're very diplomats, right? I'm not saying Swathi energy people, they don't have morals at all. It's not like that. Compared to morals, they want to fit themselves in the social structure. They just want to be very harmonious, very balanced, they're very diplomats, of course. And it is also very much correct on the earthly plane. It's there is no need to be very imaginative, and there is no need to kill the relationships. Just, even though there are some problems, even though you are negative and I am negative, let's be together, let's fit ourselves in the social structure, right? Why not? So that is the diplomatic behavior. And don't show it that you are bad, and don't think this ways, right? Just be very, very positive outside, right? Such kind of energy you can feel in this Swathi world. That is the Swathi's world, right? So this particular law, sex and money is the integral part of Swathi. That is the one thing. Now, the whole energy is being very harmonious, being very chilled, being very balanced, being very positive outside, being very diplomatic outside. Don't show your inner emotions more and spoil the relationships. Even though the other person is wrong, even though you are wrong, why don't you be very positive and go with the relationship, or take the relationship ahead on a mental level, and think in the mental level and a materialistic level, not in the self level, not in the soul level, not in the spiritual level. That is the ideology of Swathi. Just, it's an advocate's behavior. It's law, sex and money. It's a mental and materialistic. The soul is very much completely negated here. That's why sun is completely debilitated. No significance for sun, no significance for your ego, no significance for your lot of inner emotions, no significance for all these things. That is the Swati's energy. It's a very balanced energy. See the balance. The balance is also materialistic balance and mental balance. See the independence. As independence is also materialistic independence, the mental level independence, soul level independence. Who knows about soul? That is the ideology here. But be very positive outside. Maintain some harmonious, balanced relationships, social circles. Just be, just make others comfortable, be comfortable, even though you are wrong and others are wrong. Why not? So that is the energy here, and we will talk more about Swati in other videos. Thanks for watching this video.